with Cajun Cardboard, coming at you from the great state of Louisiana with another fantasy basketball video today. Today we're talking about my 3 buy low candidates, right? And so we're 3, 4, 5 games into this NBA season, and I've got 3 guys that I think you as a fantasy basketball owner should target to pilfer from other owners in your league who may not be as experienced, may not be as knowledgeable, or may not be watching the Cajun Cardboard YouTube channel. So here's 3 guys that you can pick up for great value right now to make your team better. I've got Basketball Monster shared on your screen. Here's the rankings. Player number 1 on our list is none other than the great Karl Anthony Towns. A lot of people took him towards the tail end of the first round. If I had to guess, maybe early second round, probably somewhere in the 8 to 15 ranked overall player in your fantasy basketball drafts. He's performing at a rank 31, as you can see on your screen. Let's click on Karl Anthony Towns. Here's why I think he's a great buy low candidate. Again, there was some concern about how he's going to fit in with Rudy Gobert. There is no question, I've talked about it on my channel before, his rebound totals are going to go down. That is a fact. But I see no reason why anything else is really going to be affected. Rudy Gobert doesn't really take shots from anybody else. He's probably going to lead to an increase in Karl Anthony Towns' assists, which we've seen thus far this season. Last year, Karl Anthony Towns performed as the number 10 ranked overall player in 8 category rotisserie fantasy leagues, right? We're not including turnovers, no 9-cat, 8-cat leagues. He was ranked number 10. He was .74 in the value column. He averaged almost 25 points a game. He's averaging 20 so far. He's right on his number for the number of three-pointers made. He's down in rebounds, as we discussed. I expected that. He's up in assists, as we discussed. I expected that because there's some high-low stuff that he's been doing with Gobert. Gobert makes it real easy to rack up assists because if you throw him the ball, he's probably dunking it or laying it in the goal. It's not like he's pick and popping or anything like that. He is a rim runner extraordinaire, period, end of story, and he does a really good job of sealing little players near the goal and finishing. Again, he's not a guy you want to throw the ball to face up and do things, but he'll dunk everything in sight and shoots a very high percentage as a result. And so that's going to lead to an increase in Karl Anthony Towns' assists because he likes to pick and pop or he likes to step out. So there's going to be deals where Karl Anthony Towns, if it's a screen and roll action with D'Angelo Russell or Anthony Edwards, they may swing the ball to Towns. Towns may find Rudy Gobert on an opposite side seal where he can just seal a smaller defender or even a big defender. I mean, Gobert is gigantic. So assists are going to go up for Towns. And as you can see, he's 5.2 right now, and they are. Here's the key. And this is why Karl Anthony Towns is ranked 31 and not ranked 10 this season. His stocks, right? Stocks, steals plus blocks is stocks. Right now, he's got 0.6 steals, 0.2 blocks. Look at last year. He's one of the few guys in the league that's over a steal and over a block a game. He's 2.1 combined in those categories, and thus far, during these 5 games, he's 0.8. That's not going to sustain. He's also a 53% field goal percentage shooter. He's right now 45%. That's not going to sustain. That's going to go much, much higher. Those 3 categories are going to be significantly better. He is a better than average player in all 3 of those categories. And as you can see from the pinkish red hue up here, thus far this season, he's performing at a below average, significantly below average level in those 3 categories. That won't continue. Okay. So for that reason, I think Karl Anthony Towns is a pickup. Again, he's shooting the piss out of the ball from the free throw line. That's also not sustainable, but I think he's probably 82 to 85% from the free throw line when he gets all his stuff together. So Karl Anthony Towns is a great buy low candidate. If you can move him for an Ingram, a Chris Paul, a Brunson, a Levine, a DeRozan, a Porter, I'm looking at these guys, right, that are ranked 3 above or 3 below him. If you can pick up Towns in exchange for one of those guys I just named, I think it's a no-brainer. Go do it. An interesting tidbit this week, and I've never seen this. Let me know in the comments if you've ever seen this. The Timberwolves and Spurs play 3 times this week. That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard of in my entire life. I don't know what the rationale is behind that. Let me know if you know something that I don't know, but why would the Timberwolves and Spurs play 3 times? I've already watched them twice, and I get to watch them one more time, which is great for me because I've got Pirtle, Trey Jones, D'Angelo Russell, and Karl Anthony Towns on my fantasy team, so I get to watch 40% of my starting lineup play in one game. It's pretty fun, actually, to be honest with you. So anyway, so Karl Anthony Towns is number 1 on my list. Number 2 on my list is none other than the great Anthony Simons. Yes, the guy that had 22 in one quarter and set Twitter on fire the other night. He is ranked 115th right now. And when you look at his statistical categories, there's a lot of red. I don't think that's going to continue. We just saw that Damian Lillard went down with an ankle injury. We don't know how serious it is, but it is going to help Anthony Simons. I don't want to see Lillard get injured. I'm a huge Damian Lillard basketball card collector, obviously, but it is what it is. He's down. Simons last year in only 29 minutes a game was ranked 101st. I mean, he sat the bench. He only started, he played in 57 games, and he only started a handful of those. And so we got to see the last 10 games of the season what Anthony Simons is made of before the Blazers shut him down to chase some ping pong balls. Anthony Simons. But Anthony Simons last year was 17.3 points per game. I think this year he's going to push that well over 20. I don't think there's any question he's averaging over 20 points a game. He's averaging almost 19, shooting 41% from the field. And that's the glaring deficiency right now. 41% from the field is not going to continue. I don't think he's going to push 50% because he takes so many threes and so many mid-range jump shots. He's a shot creator. He's a good catch and shoot player, but he really likes to create off the dribble. And guys like that, notwithstanding Steph Curry, guys who like to shoot off the dribble usually don't shoot as high a percentage as the catch and shoot guys or the guys that are getting much more open looks. When you have to create your shot, it's just more work, and your percentages historically are going to go down a little bit. But Simons is that type of player, but 41% is just preposterously low. That's not going to continue. We saw what he's capable of in that third quarter, freakish explosion that LeBron even tweeted about. We know he shot 89% from the line last year. He's shooting 89% from the line this year. And I think he's going to have an even bigger effect from the line this year because he's only taking 1.8 free throws a game. That's just too low, man. That has to go up. His usage rate this year is the same as last year. That's not going to continue either. That's going to go up. He's the beta. He is the second best player, or at least second best shot maker on this Portland Trailblazers team. And I think you're going to see a huge jump in his value, especially if Lillard does take any extended time off. I'm hoping and praying he's not, but you never know. Even if he's out for 2 or 3 games, you're going to see Simons jump from 115 to like 70 like overnight. It's really going to be that big a disparity. He just needs to string together some good shooting games, and you'll see his numbers go from there. His minutes, he's playing 35, 36 minutes a game. That is going to continue. So Simons is my second player to target. If we look at some of the guys that are around him, I mean, who wouldn't trade, Caleb Martin, Grant Williams, Jalen Suggs, or DeLon Wright for Anthony Simons? That's who he's ranked around, people. Anthony Simons just has significant fantasy potential, not to mention his card potential, which is reaped great rewards for yours truly, and is still reaping great rewards for yours truly. But Anthony Simons is definitely an NBA basketball player that is on the rise. Keep your eye on him if you're not watching him. Go check him out. Yep, I've hyped my player long enough. Okay, and then next on the list is Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole is ranked 119th. That's preposterous. Let's go look at Jordan Poole last year. Jordan Poole last year in limited, come on, Jordan. Jordan Poole last year in limited minutes. I say limited minutes. He played 30 minutes a game. He's playing 27 this year. That makes no sense to me. I know they're deep with Moody and Kuminga and those guys coming off the bench, but Jordan Poole needs to play more minutes. We also know Steph, Clay, and Draymond are not a picture of health. Those guys are not going to play 77 games each. There's going to be stretches where those 3 guys are out, which is going to open up a lot more minutes. Poole's going to be the vacuum that sucks up all of those missing minutes if any of those 3 older fellas goes down. So Poole's minutes should push to 32, 30, I think even maybe 32, 33 minutes a game. He's the one who's going to be the workhorse when it comes down to the grind of the NBA season, because Kerr's going to want to rest these older vets a little bit more as we get towards the end of the season. And I'm talking about Draymond, Steph, and Clay. Assuming they're healthy, even if they're healthy, I think they're going to tone down their minutes a little bit. That's a big reason why I don't understand all the Steph Curry for MVP hype. I just don't think it's even possible. I don't know how good the Warriors would have to be. He's got so much around him. It's almost impossible for him to outperform a Giannis, a Jokic, and Embiid, a Harden, even a Donovan Mitchell or Booker or guys like that. He's just got so much around him. It's just an embarrassment of riches. I think that's going to cut against Steph Curry's MVP chances. But getting back to Poole, he's averaging 15 points a game. He's down 3.5 points per game. He's down under 1 3 less per game. Threes made. He's 2 rebounds less per game. He's assisting the ball a little bit more, which is a good sign. He's stealing it at double the clip. That's not going to sustain. Not block the ball, but he's not going to block the ball. But he's shooting 41%. So just like Simons, these guys are just too good at shooters. It's just not going to continue. I know it's not. Not to mention the fact that Poole does take a lot of free throws. 4.8 is a pretty substantial number of free throws a game for one of your fantasy players. And he shot 92.5% and led the NBA last year. Yes, even better than Steph Curry. And he's shooting 4.8 per game and shooting 78.9%, which is not bad. But Jordan Poole is going to more likely shoot 89% than 79%. So I suspect he's going to improve in 5, maybe 6 categories demonstrably in a massive way. So for him to be ranked 119 right now, it's just not going to continue. I look for him to be maybe a 40 to 55 ranked player, somewhere in that range, maybe 3rd or 4th round value. And right now he's 10th round value. If you can move Jordan Poole for any of the names, including Anthony Simons, any of these names that you see on this list right here, right? And let's throw Kawhi Leonard out because he's a whole separate anomaly. I could do a whole video on him. Any name you see on this list between 110 and 126, if you can get Jordan Poole or Anthony Simons for any of those guys, that is a home run. That is a grand slam home run. It's not a double, it's not a triple, it's not a home run. That's a grand slam, to use a baseball analogy. So those are my 3 buy low candidates right now. Karl Anthony Towns ranked 31. I think he's a first round talent, late first round talent. I think he's a 8th to 15th ranked type fantasy player by the time all the dust settles 82 games later. Anthony Simons and Jordan Poole, I think, are both 45 to 55 range, right? 4th round type value. And right now they're performing at 10th round type value. Again, take advantage of this short window, this small sample size. Maybe you've got an owner in your league who's not as experienced or is naive or just panics, and is overreacting to this very tiny little sample of games. And maybe you can get some value. Even if you're talking about trading a guy in maybe the 60s that's overachieving. If you can move a Tobias Harris for an Anthony Simons or a Jordan Poole, in a heartbeat, man. In a heartbeat. Same can be said for Jared Vanderbilt, Buddy Hield, who's probably going to get traded. Any of these guys. Gordon Hayward, all day long. I'm moving those guys for Simons or Poole. Karl Anthony Towns is a whole nother issue. He is still performing at a very high level, but I'm taking Karl Anthony Towns over any of these 5 guys, save Trae Young. Towns for Brown, done, deal, over, green light. They do it all day long. Towns for Siakam, yes, overachieving. He's probably a sell high candidate. Brunson, Paul, Ingram, all of them gone. I'm taking Karl Anthony Towns over all those guys for an 82-game season. That's just me. Let me know what you guys think. Is there another guy out there that I missed? Again, I could have made a list of 10, but I decided to do 3 so I don't talk forever, and I wanted to keep the video reasonably brief. Those are my 3 buy low candidates. I've got another video out there with my 3 sell high candidates. So check both those videos out. It's saved under the fantasy basketball playlist on my Cajun Cardboard YouTube channel. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you like more fantasy basketball content, and hit the bell icon so you get notifications of when I release these new fantasy basketball videos. I love playing fantasy basketball. It's one of my favorite things to do. This is an incredibly exciting time of the year. I get to go home after work every day. I sit down with Cajun Jr. and we just flip through League Pass. If you don't have League Pass, go get it. It's phenomenal. League Pass and Basketball Monster, which I shared with you today, must-haves if you're a fantasy basketball connoisseur as I am. So anyway, as always, thanks for watching, guys. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.